This is going to be interesting, fam. It's going to be very interesting because today we are continuing our little venture of obtaining some farm friends, farm animals, I guess you could say. So today we are going to get started on building a hog pen. If you're seeing this on the Team L&P channel, it has been a long time since I've uploaded to this channel, and I do apologize for that, but it was one of those channels that's like more for, like, I guess you could say, I don't want to say spam because that makes it sound like it's complete garbage, but videos that were not meant for the Loud and Proud channel, which is my main big channel, my channel with over 135,000 subscribers. So this is more of like my small channel, my little, like, hey, if I want to have some content that I don't really want to bore the people with on this other channel if they're not interested in it, but I'm not afraid to put it on this channel because it's really not like my go-to channel, then I'm going to put it on here in case somebody else is interested in watching it. Today, we're actually going to get some materials to set up a hog pen. Now, when it comes to building these hog pens, my buddy, he just built one and I kind of helped him get the materials and stuff like that. It's pretty simple. You get hog fencing, you line the bottom with a heavy-duty board so they don't break through it or they don't root out of the fencing, and you just make sure they have a little shelter to get them out of the rain and the wind, or if it happens to be cold, get them out of the cold. Pretty much it. And now what we're gonna do is something a little bit different. I think what my buddy did was he put down 3 tons of mulch in a 16 by 16 area to spread it out so that the mulch kind of absorbs a lot of moisture and it keeps more of like a wood chip base versus mud. If you just throw them in the dirt, it will get nasty, it will get gross, and very quickly you're gonna realize it's not a great idea because it'll just turn into a mud pit. And of course, pigs are sometimes a fan of that, but it just is gonna be really nasty for you to maintain them, take care of them, stuff like that is what people are saying. So we've had pigs growing up on the farm. My parents had pigs a couple of times, and I just know that if you keep them in a small area and it's all mud or dirt underneath, it'll just be very nasty. So let's go get the materials and see what we can get going on today. Well, what do you think, Reagan? You think we're really doing it, huh?
Gotta find the pigs first.
Yeah, I gotta find the right pigs. Yeah, that's a problem. You know, everybody's freaking out still. Everybody's buying up all the dang pigs. Like, what's wrong with people? Save some for us, you know? So we got the materials we think we're gonna need. We got some hog fencing. We got 4 16-foot sections. I think they're 16 by 52 or 54 inches tall. Got 16 stakes. We've got 4 2 by 12 by 16 footers and 10 2 by 4s. So let's get to it. So I just threw this whole thing. Just kidding. I'm totally messing. No, but my buddy Jeshua came out here, helped me set this all up. He drove pretty much all the stakes. I was working on like that pig hut thingy.
2 hours, start to finish.
Yeah, 2 hours start to finish. Not too bad. We did get a little bit on the fancy side with the gate, and that was about the fanciest part of the whole operation. But I just figured I'd rather have a gate than not have one. But you don't need one. It might be a waste of $90 for most people. But this turned out pretty nice. We're not done with the hut. I'm not exactly sure how we want to finish it off, but I know for sure I'm going to need the back side and the top side, and probably going to have to primer it, maybe run some of our white steel that we have on the top side and the back. I don't know. That might be overkill. Never know. Do you think it's a good or a bad idea to run steel around it?
If you're doing the raised bedding system, probably a good idea, but we won't have them for a long time. You won't have yours for too long and neither will I.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months, and then they'll be gone anyhow. But if we want to use it long term, I guess, maybe it's worth it. But then again, the materials, I mean, really not that expensive. The 2x4s are just basic construction 2x4s, so like $260 a board, and then the OSB was like $10 a sheet. So here's where we are. Here's the progress. So last night we ended out the video with basically mostly finishing up the hog pen, and although that is a very crucial part of the hog pen, we do need to pick up some mulch. So today we're going to proceed with picking up the mulch necessary to raise the bed up and to make it more moisture friendly and not become a mud pit. So what my plan is going to be to keep that area well drained is actually a recommendation that I got from a buddy of mine who just picked up some hogs himself, who also got that from another guy on YouTube. And so he said that this is what they recommended to help him not smell so much, keep it from becoming a mud pit, and basically keeping it well drained and giving them some loose sod basically to root around in as well in their pen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some 2x12s or 2x10s. I'm going to take some 2x4s to drop in the slots, and I'm going to basically make some sidewalls for the trailer that'll hopefully go down to at least here, hopefully down to here, and then run a couple boards across the back here connected down in through there to make this trailer kind of boxed in to where when they dump the mulch on the trailer, it doesn't dump off the sides of the trailer or slide out the back while driving and make a mess going down the road. So let's get to working on this right now so we can get that mulch picked up. This is a concept that I had in mind. I threw it together in about 15 minutes. Very, very simple. It's not the prettiest thing, but it'll work. And the reason I'm using this trailer, not that trailer, a couple of reasons. First off, that one has a bed on it that I can't really take off right now until I get that truck in there and pull the bed off of it, transfer that over and all this other stuff, which I don't really have the time to do, nor can I, because the truck that I'm restoring, if you've seen my other videos on my other channel, loud and proud, I'm working on restoring a truck, but I'm waiting on some more parts to come in before I can get the bed swapped. So anyways, we've got the sides on. I believe they're 2x12s. We've got a bunch of scrap 2x4s that were laying around the shop from the barn construction we're doing right now. And I just kind of fastened some 3-inch screws through. And these walls are very solid, but they're not really there to be weight bearing. All that they are really there for is for the fact that when they put, mulch on here, if they can put that much on, I don't know if the walls are high enough. They might only be able to do like a 2-ton, like 2 big, loads on here. It doesn't, like when it dumps in, it doesn't dump off the side of the trailer. This is just to contain it onto the surface of the deck so we can get it back to the house, which is only about 10 minutes away. So let's get this trailer on over to the mulch facility and get our mulch picked up. Six yards of mulch. So hopefully this isn't way too much, but essentially this is all going to go, and then it's going to be put in right there, spread out, and hopefully we can get it to at least like halfway up the 2x12. So we have about 6 inches, maybe 8 inches of mulch on the ground. This was the cheapest stuff I could buy, but basically all you're going to do with this is spread it around, and hopefully it'll help it break down the manure, stuff like that. So let's get to unloading this in the pig pen. Halfway done installing the mulch. Pig pen's gonna get painted. Here is the pig pen. We've finished. Joshua helped shovel out a bunch of mulch and put up the fencing and stuff. It's finally done. Then the boys that are here working for me right now, they came out here and painted it up when we went and run some errands, and it looks pretty good. We're gonna let it dry a little bit before we let the pigs in here, but given it is super windy out here right now, I'm sure it's pretty dry pretty quick. Actually, yeah, look, no paint's coming off. It's already really dry. So we might get under here, pick this thing up, get it moved around, but other than that, it's pretty much, you could have done this in one day. So here's the final product. What do you think it costs in materials? Like 300 bucks for the materials, the gate, the boards, the fencing, the stakes,
and a third of that was the gate,
and then 100 bucks more for the mulch, which you don't need to buy this kind of stuff. This is like so kids can play in a playground and not get splinters. It's like wood chipping, not like shredded cheap stuff. That is what I was trying to get, but they gave me this, so whatever. It's like nice soft stuff. You could sleep on this and not be uncomfortable. I'm thinking under 400 bucks, but you can do it cheaper. You can do it way cheaper, but that's what it costs to set up this area. It's probably a 16 by 16 with the gate, the hut, the mulch, everything. So anyways, guys, thank you so much. We'll catch you in the next upload.